Our final learning module, Building a High-Quality Skilled Trades Program, features Gary Weese, a high school automotive technology instructor in Shreveport, Louisiana. Under Gary's leadership, the automotive department at the Caddo Career and Technology Center has modernized its facilities, won numerous awards, and achieved the prestigious National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation certification in automotive training. For 18 years, Gary has supported his students in all aspects of learning and prepared them for great jobs in the booming automotive sector. Above all, he has set a great example with his own insatiable thirst for knowledge, a real key to building a high-quality skilled trades program. In fact, Gary went back to school when he was in his 60s to get a master's degree in educational leadership. The unmistakable message to his students: no matter who you are or how much you think you know, there's always room to learn more. You've got to have passion for what you're doing, and you've got to show the kids that you're caring, Weese remarked back in 2011 when he was named Teacher of the Year by the Association for Career and Technical Education. We can train them with the technical knowledge, but you have to show them that you do care about them. That's the most important part. Once again, additional material related to Gary's video is available as part of our resource library, which is accessible through the main menu.
Well, as anything, the instructor is a key ingredient, but that instructor must care for the success of the students. He should want them to have successful careers and become positive members of society. In order to do that, he has to show the students that he cares. He has to go out and meet with the businesses, get them involved, because everything in career and tech ed should be driven by the businesses, because those are the people who will reap the rewards of the students that the instructor has trained. If you get them involved and get them to your program to see what you're doing and have quarterly meetings, it makes everything more understandable, because you have the students, the teacher, the business, the administration, and the parents. They can all come to these meetings and discuss issues that are on the local level. And that's, to me, that's the way that you build a program. Most of the time, it will be a service manager who hires the students as technicians, or a parts manager. There'll be students there, not all the time, depends on, because we have 2 meetings during the day during lunch. And they will, you'll have different manufacturer reps, and you can also have equipment reps there. You want to have your principal, you want to have your administration at the parish level, or at the school board level, I should say, and any other local government attendees that you can get in there. We have one recognition ceremony of the evening where we usually have anywhere from 60 to 100 people. Wow. So, and usually our regular meetings, we'll probably have 25 to 30, maybe more from time to time. The agenda is going over what we need to do to get the students out to the work sites. We'll talk about job shadowing. There are times when of that 130 people, students that we have, we'll have 50 to 60 out job shadowing at different places. And that takes a lot of coordination. We want to discuss what we had done in the past year. For instance, the the competitions we went to where we need support from them to get there. Our success at the competitions, the service managers who are involved in hiring students will walk through the facility and do a evaluation of the equipment, of the lights, of how the rooms look, and make suggestions of what we need. They will also review our curriculum, and they have a chance to say what else they want added to it. Now we not only have automotive in this group, we have collision repair. And for instance, the collision repair supervisors or shop foremen had decided that they wanted their collision repair students trained on AC service before they came to work for them. So we added that in. As a matter of fact, our students go through training through AC Delco and Chrysler and Ford to keep up with current trends. And it's just mainly to showcase to students how things are changing and how important it is for them to be able to maintain their reading level and their numeracy in order to make decisions accurately and do that critical thinking when it comes to working on these vehicles. The shop supervisors, they are there, and whenever they do the interviews with our students, one of the first things they look at is the grades, their academic grades as well as their automotive technology grade. So, and that's just a kind of like a bridge to having a successful employee. Because in our career field, as well as any other career field nowadays, it's not just a matter of learning it now and putting it to use. You learn it now, you put it to use, and you go back and you study more to keep up with it, because it's changing all the time. I became a master certified technician through Automotive Service Excellence, and that is the area that most automotive teachers and collision repair instructors get their certification. I have been a master technician for 35 years now, which means every 5 years I go back and recertify. It was a goal of mine since I was a lead technician in the area. I saw that as a benefit not only to me but to my employer and my customers, and that's the reason why I did that. And that's what I stress to everybody who's in the automotive field, that should be your goal, to become a master tech, because that puts you a notch above everybody else. But when you're looking at your students, you're asking them to do more and more. You're asking them to raise the level of their knowledge. So I look at it as, how can I ask them to look for more knowledge, to try to gain more knowledge and credentials if I'm not doing it. I was fortunate enough to be selected as the National Career and Technical Educator, Teacher of the Year by ACTE. And I did it because I was asking my students to get into the competitions and everything, whether it be skills competitions or promoting themselves through interview processes where they could compete. And I said, wait a minute, I'm not doing anything to show them that. So after I did that, I had no problem. I said, come on, an old person like me can do that? And I said, you guys got it. I said, you guys can do anything. And so a lot of them have went on and been very successful in competition, and even at their home schools, they are doing more and more. You become involved. I know coming from 10 different high schools, my students play all kinds of sports, lacrosse, football, basketball, and all that. I will make sure that I go to at least one game for each one of my students. If they're in a play, I'll go sit down and watch the play. If they play in the band, I'll be there, at least one time to show them that I care, and it is important for them to be successful no matter where. Everybody has to have some type of credential whenever they go to work. The more that you have, the more employable you are. I will tell you that all of our students have to become a credential with the SP2 safety credential before they can actually go out and work in the shop. Now, that is a low-level credential, but they do have that when they leave. And every year, we have them do it again. So if they come back to us 2 or 3 years, they will have went through the program 3 times. Now, to set the standards for manufacturer training, they can get online and take ACTE Delco training, which is basically GM training. They can take Ford training, Chrysler training, Toyota training. All those we have set up in our classroom. Now, it didn't happen overnight. There are certain things you got to do, and that's one thing a teacher has to do is go out there and look out there, see what's available. If you see something you like or you think the kids benefit the kids, go to that person providing it and see if you can have the kids involved in. And most of the time, there's no problem with doing that. But it doesn't happen for everybody because we tried to set the level up here so whenever they go out there, they're professionally certified. So, for instance, our meter certification class, probably 40 to 50% of the students will be all that pass it. The problem that we're having is the fact that they're sending students who cannot read at the high enough level for our courses, not just in automotive, but in all courses. And the students get over and get frustrated because they can't comprehend, and they basically are ending up making very low scores on the tests and everything, or in the course period, maybe even failing. I can tell you that we are in Career Tech Ed now, we are working with the counselors and the school administrators in order to educate them on the level or the skills level needed to take our different courses. I think that we need to show that there's relevance to learning to read and write and numeracy. And in order to do that, I think we need to start implementing teaching certain aspects of career and tech ed at the lower levels. Because if the kids would see the relevance in it, why they need this or why they need to read, then perhaps they'll do better. Law enforcement can tell you with extreme accuracy how many jail cells they're going to need in 10 years by their reading, the number of students reading below average in 3rd and 4th grade. Now, that's terrible. I really think that career and tech ed, it already helps with more students graduating from high school. It's a proven fact statistically. So if we could do that within, man, what a great opportunity it would be to make these students not be a burden to society, but a successful input to society for the betterment of us all. I think you really have to show the students the relevance of needing to read and write and do math. And of course, you got to run an effective program in order to train your kids properly so that they can pass those tests. And it's a challenge to do that. But maintaining, it's like everything else in life, it's maintaining the students' interests, you know, and that's the reason why I keep going back to getting my students involved in different contests and everything so that I can keep them interested in the course material. That seems to help a great deal. All right, now if they're involved in Skills USA, then they're going to be participating in the automotive repair industry. And there'll probably be 10 to 20 different stations where they have to do a certain aspect of automotive repair. Or they can be up there doing, giving a speech and competing. Or they can be doing a job interview and they get evaluated on that. Or they could be doing a team skill. For instance, they have Quiz Bowl. Out of our automotive class, we have usually anywhere from 10 to 20 students that participate in the skills area through that. And other competitions like the Greater New York Automotive Technology Competition, you can only take 2 seniors. And that's a 2-day event in New York City where the first day they will compete at 10 different workstations, working as a team, doing different, solving different problems, or doing interviews, or setting up certain machines to do something on a vehicle. The next day, they have 3 hours to troubleshoot problems with the car, whether it might be simple maintenance things like checking the tires, up to getting it running. So, and that's it's very demanding. So, and we've just started 2 more in the past couple of years. And when we're talking about competitions and everything, I think you got to bring laughter into the class. You got to make it fun no matter what. There's going to be serious times. We all have to have that. But if you find that you can have fun with the students while teaching, that is the teacher's goal, is to have fun with the students while teaching and making them more successful. I think that's is the goal of every teacher. And you know, even though you have bad days and it doesn't seem like it goes quite well, I think just have one student come back to you and telling you, thanks for helping me out with this problem. I mean, because you never know when that student's going to call you or come by to see you. But that's the fun stuff in life.